Let's get to it.
Sir,
Legend Line Podcast. Legend Line Podcast.
Let's get it. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. It's your host, Jonchi.
My guy.
Today I'm here with my guy, Rashaan.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's the word? What's the word? I appreciate you, sitting down with me, bro. You know, you're definitely a busy guy.
Hey, man.
You often on the move.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity.
Shit. Thank you for the opportunity. It's tough to catch up with you, bro. Tough to catch up with you. Stay on the move. But just to kind of get into it, bro, I just want to introduce you to the Legend Line viewers. I want to, kind of get into your backstory. So start by, telling the viewers where you were born and raised and, talk about your upbringing and just kind of go from there.
Yes, sir. So, like you said, my name is Rashaan. I was born and raised in New York, from Harlem. Lived in the Bronx, New York, for a while. Went to school in Manhattan and everything. So I was there up until after middle school. After middle school, I moved down south to Atlanta. My dad is originally from Georgia, so my family, Georgia is a better place to raise a family than New York. New York is all expensive and stuff like that. So, just growing up, had a good life, loving family and everything. And my dad, musician, he's a singer, soul singer and everything. So that was my first introduction into music. And my mom, she was real supportive of him. So naturally, I got into music myself. And, here we are. Now I'm chasing a dream.
Got you. And so, again, born in New York, what was it, born and raised in Harlem, right?
Yeah.
Got you. And so did you come up in like a two-parent household, one-parent household?
Yeah, so two-parent household. And also my great-grandmother was like the head of the family. She lived in Harlem, so that was like a second house that everybody in my family could come to. So, that was pretty much my upbringing right there.
Got you. And
spending time in between both places.
For sure. And so you moved down to Georgia, you said, in middle school, right?
After middle school. So I when I graduated middle school after 8th grade, I moved to Georgia, and been a little back and forth since. But
okay, and so you said it's expensive to live in New York. Was that the reason for the move? It was maybe a little bit too costly to live up there. Or, why'd you take that move?
Yeah, that's
that move.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. And also just the setup of New York, like down south here in Georgia, you have your house, your front yard, your backyard, things like New York. Everything is all cluttered,
congested.
Yeah, congested. So it's just more suitable for a family in Georgia. Yeah,
got you. So
being young, you don't really understand that, but you see it as you get older. Yeah,
most definitely. And so when you made that move to Georgia, where'd you land? Was it Atlanta? Was that the first stop?
All right. So the long story, my dad, we went to Columbus, Georgia, my first year. So my 9th grade school year, I was in Columbus, Georgia. Miserable year for me, coming from New York straight to Columbus, Georgia. Miserable. But yeah, so 10th grade is when we actually moved to Atlanta, Decatur to be exact. And been there since. So moved around a little bit since then. So Stone Mountain, Latonia, all that. Yeah, but pretty much the whole East Side area.
Got you. And so you said that first stop in Columbus, it was you weren't really rocking with it, right? But y'all moved to the city. You feel me? Moved to Atlanta. So what was that transition like? Just being from New York and then making that transition to Columbus, which is a slower city. Yeah.
So like, to be honest, that the whole first semester of 9th grade, I was depressed. Like, I'm missing New York, all my friends. I still got my lifelong friends up there, my family. So it was depressing coming from a place with all these people, amazing public transportation, trains and everything, to being in Columbus just stuck. Like, it's not much going on. When we came to Atlanta, that was a lot more suitable. And I really like Atlanta. I like Atlanta a lot. But, that's more suitable, but Columbus, hell nah.
For sure. And so you said you moved to Decatur. What high school did you go to?
I went to Towers.
Yeah.
So 3 years at Towers High School. Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Towers.
Towers.
And so
we actually got our high school reunion coming up in June. So I'm definitely looking forward to that right there.
Most definitely.
Yes,
most
sir.
Definitely. And so did you graduate from Towers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Graduated.
So graduated, and then what was the next move?
So after Towers, I went to West Georgia, University of West Georgia. Class UWG 17, graduated 2017. So yeah, that was great experience. Met some more lifelong friends there. Yeah, so had a good time.
Most definitely. And so, enjoyed the time in college. What'd you end up majoring in?
Yeah, so I was a marketing major. So I chose marketing because music is my main focus, music and entertainment in general. But like marketing, I chose that because everybody say you got to have a backup plan and all that. But also, I chose it to try to apply what I learned in business in college. Apply it to my career when I really didn't learn anything. Really, like all I learned was things I already knew, just the proper terminology for it. That's really all. Like I really didn't learn anything in college. I'll be honest.
So would you say college is a waste of time, or what's your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't say it's a waste of time. The thing is, I went into college for the experience. It wasn't necessarily because I'm trying to get it. Like I kind of knew that I didn't really care about what I was learning. But I went for meeting new people, making connections and stuff like that, and just having fun. Like, to be honest, like,
yeah, most definitely. I like to say, bro, if you know you're going to be a doctor or a chemist or one of those type majors, a nurse,
yeah,
you need to go to college. But like you said, it's certain majors is like you just going there to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going for the experience.
Exactly.
So you spot on, bro.
Exactly, bro.
And so graduated. You said UWG 17, and then what was that next move?
So I did 1 year of grad school, which was actually my favorite year in college. But after college, I briefly got a job in. I talk about this a lot, but I briefly got a job in corporate America. It was some like marketing job for maybe I think like 2 days. And I realized I was like, yo, I don't. I can't see myself doing this, like, nah. So, yeah.
Bro, you need to talk about it. 2 days. What the hell went on?
All right, so, yeah, I tell this story a lot, but it was like a long interview process. So, I think it was like a phone call interview first, and then like a video interview, and then I had to come in person to do an interview. So they liked me in all those stages. And then I think it was like orientation or something like that. They called us all in. They had us sitting at like a round table like this, maybe about 6 or 7 of us. And it was like a phone in the middle. So they was like, all right, for all these new workers, we're gonna call one of our best team members. He's on vacation in Costa Rica or something like that. So we're going to have him give y'all a word on how to be the best you can be or whatnot. So he gets on the phone and he's trying to motivate us. He like, I'm on vacation in Costa Rica right now. I'm blowing all this money. You could do this too. You just got to stay focused and all that. So he's saying a bunch of cliche, whatever. But the whole time I'm just like zoned out in my I'm in my seat zoned out. Everybody else is getting like amped up, and I'm just like, damn, everything he's saying, I want to take this and apply it to what I really want to do in life. I'm like, everybody think about the job. I'm like, nah, I don't think this is where I want to be. So I remember after the meeting, my boss, well, who was supposed to be, like I said, I was only there for like 2 days, but my boss for those 2 days, me and her, we were assigned to go out into the field together. And I told her, I was like, she asked me, she was like, what did you think about, his speech? I was like, it was motivating, but to be honest, I don't think I want to do this. Like, I think I want to, like, everything he said, I want to apply it to what I really want to do. And then she got quiet. Like, she was like, okay. And she was like, what is it that you want to do? I was like, I want to do music. I told her about all my plans. So like music and film and entertainment and stuff like that. And yeah, she was just like, it's funny because I used to do music too. So I've been in the situation that you're in, but I kept this job because music wasn't making me any money. And that was my dream. I didn't want to start hating it. So like I chose this first and I did music second. So like me, I was like, yeah, that's you. But me, I'm the other way around. Like music come first and then this. So that's where we different. And she, like, I could tell she respected me, but she was like, damn, you just wasted our time. Like we went through this whole like hiring process and all that. But hey, yeah, 2 days, that's it. So yeah.
Most definitely. And so, after you left that job, what was the next move,
Yeah, so I started doing Uber, like rideshare, because it was like the best way for me to go as far as my schedule. Like I didn't have to miss out on time, like chasing my dreams or my career or anything. I could work when I want, make as much money as I want. So
talk about that.
Yeah.
Is it really like, some real money in Uber? Because, from what I hear, like a lot of people say if you really grinding, what I'm saying, you prepared and, it will accept that you got to work some long hours, you can really make a little decent piece of change.
Nah,
for Uber. So
yeah, for real. If you want to, it's just a mental thing. Like, and you can make your own schedule. You could set aside time to do it. So whatever works best for you. But if you want to make some money in Uber, you definitely can. A lot of people don't got it in them. Like, but if you want to, you can.
Most definitely. And so, I know now you're doing a lot of traveling, right? Doing a lot of getting around, doing a lot of moving around to different countries, continents.
Yes, sir.
How did you get to this point?
Man, like I said, I tend to over-explain stuff, so I'm gonna try to, summarize it as best as possible. But it started in 2021. I remember I went back home to New York for 2 weeks. With my brother. We went back home for 2 weeks, and it was like at that time it was like the greatest 2 weeks of my life because this is like my first time being back in New York as an adult. So like the last time I was there, I was there when I was like 17. Then I went again during COVID, so you couldn't really do anything. So this is my first time being in New York as an adult, free, doing whatever I want. And I reconnected with all my old friends, or they family at this point, but like we just doing things. I'm performing in the city, making connections. I just felt free. It felt amazing. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to come, like I said, it was only 2 weeks. I said, I'm going to go save some money and I'm going to come back for like a whole month and see how I like it or whatnot. So, cause I was actually considering moving back to New York for good. So, made some money. Me and my brother Jordan, we took a road trip to New York, and we was like we staying for a month. He only stayed for 2 weeks though, but I stayed for a whole month. So we took a road trip to New York, and we always had this thing to where we'll make jokes about, like, we'll pick a random city and say, oh yeah, we about to go fuck the city up. Like we in Shanghai, we in Tokyo, we doing this or whatnot. So I remember vividly one time we was on one of those joking sprees in New York. Then I thought about it. I'm like, all right, New York is expensive. Like, New York is mad expensive. But I actually saved the money to come to New York for 1 month. So I just started thinking, I was like, all the jokes we make, why can't it be true? I was like, all right, what if we go to one of these places and we stack up, we only there for a week? Like, how about that? Like, it's about, the same amount of money. So, yeah, I left New York. So we was in New York from August to September. And my birthday was in December. So I was like, you know what? For my birthday, I want to go to Thailand. And I called some of my homies up, told them. They probably thought I was playing, like yeah, this man is wilding. But I told Jordan, he was like, yo, let's do it. And for my birthday, December 11th, we was in Thailand. And we stayed for 10 days. at that point, greatest 10 days of my life right there.
Talk about it.
Hey, man. Man. Wow. December 2021. Yeah, so Thailand. We long flight, long layover in Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey. Got to Thailand, not knowing what to expect. We kind of coming out COVID, but it's still COVID restrictions and everything. So we get to Thailand. It's my first time. I was always fascinated by Asia. So we in Thailand. First night, you got to stay in a hotel. You got to quarantine for one night before they just let you go out and do what you want. So they had me enjoying in separate rooms, and like it's a nice hotel, Furama Silom in Bangkok. So nice hotel, but like it's a nice view of the city. So I'm looking outside, just trapped in this hotel room. I'm like, yo, I really said I'm going to be in Thailand for my birthday. I'm here. This is crazy. I'm just looking out the window nighttime, not knowing what they expect in the city. I'm like, yo, as soon as they test us and we good to go, we out of here. Yo. So next day.
Dog's off the leash.
Yeah, next day we out of there. I knew about this place called Khao San Road from doing a little research. I try not to do too much research when I'm going somewhere, because I kind of want things to come unexpected. But I do a little bit of research. So Khao San Road is like a famous road in Bangkok. Tourists and locals like to go there. So at night, it's clubs everywhere. There's people selling things and all that. So anyway, we go to Khao San Road, bro. Like that first night, man, yo. Like women everywhere, everybody it's just a great time. Like me and Jordan is like, yo, where are we? Like, how did we end up here, bro? Like, met some amazing people. You know, we was in Thailand for 10 days. Spent most of the time in Bangkok. We took a trip to Phuket. It's like a tropical region, the beach region, further south in Thailand. Just a great time. Met some amazing people. Yeah, and Thailand is like home now. I've been 4 times now. So, yeah, man.
Why Thailand?
All right, first of all, it's cheap. That's one. Very cheap. Weather is amazing. I don't know. We just feel free there. And, yeah, like I said, met some amazing people who I want in my life forever. So, you know, every now and then just gotta take that trip back home. You know, that's, yeah. Second home right there.
Most definitely. So, from what I know that set off a spree of traveling.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Talk about it. How many countries, how many continents?
All right, so far we touched every continent except Europe, and that's crazy because usually Europe is like the first one people go to, Europe or South America. But, yeah, so we've been to every continent except Europe. So, as far as countries go, so like I said, Thailand. I've been to Aruba. This is kind of before I traveled in spree, but I went to Aruba and I went to the Bahamas before that. But during the traveling spree, it was Thailand, Egypt, Brazil, South Korea, Australia, Japan, and Malaysia. Yeah, so much more to come, but yeah. A lot of time in Asia though. Like,
most definitely. And what's the favorite city or what favorite country to hit?
All right, so like I said, we've been to Thailand 4 times, but my favorite country is Japan though. Like Japan is definitely my favorite. Yeah, I love Brazil too. Japan, that was always my number one destination on my bucket list. It's futuristic. It's just magical there. Tokyo is just like New York City, but much bigger. Like it's way more people in Tokyo than New York City, and that's crazy because there's a lot of people in New York. But yeah, it's just the city that never sleeps, just free, just feels amazing. Yeah, so Japan is definitely number 1 on my list.
So you done hit a lot of cities. I'm certain you got a funny story you could tell about just being on one of them trips. You got any funny
story? Damn,
funny stories while traveling?
Too many.
Or crazy stories.
One. All right. I guess one story I could think of. So this is in Egypt, Cairo. This is in Cairo. So me and Jordan, we in Egypt. It's like a dinner cruise that we on. So get some people. They got like belly dancers on the cruise and all that. So our tour guide, he was real cool with us, but like it was like a miscommunication going on that we didn't understand. So like me and Jordan, we somebody came to our table to ask us like, well, what y'all want to eat or whatnot. No, do y'all want something to drink? Do y'all want to order y'all food? We like, oh, not yet. So like the person taking the order, he kind of like snatched the menus back. And we was like, bro, we didn't want it anyway. Like, but we didn't think nothing of it. So our tour guide, out of nowhere, he come walking over there, and they start arguing. They about to fight. So, but we don't know anything they saying. Like everything just happened so fast. We like, yo, like our tour guide, he really got our back. Like this nigga about to hook for us. Like it was just crazy. But it's been a lot of stories. But off the top of my head, that's the first one that like that's the first one I remember.
Your project.
Oh, yes,
Far From Home.
Far From Home, out now. Yes.
Far From Home. I know it has a lot to do with, just being on the road a lot.
Yeah, Far From Home.
Being far from home. Talk about it.
Yeah, so Far From Home, man, this was I hate to even use this word because me and my homies, we clown like it's like a music industry like keyword, but it was organic how it came together. Like nothing was planned about it. Yeah, but I just remember after the first trip to Thailand, since COVID and stuff, it had been a while since I wrote anything new. So after the first trip to Thailand, I got a little motivated. I was like, you know what? Let me see if I still got my pen. Let me see if I can still do this. So I just wrote where I was at the time, just the space I was in, and that ended up becoming East Coast Freestyle. So that's the intro to the project. From there, like I said, it's been like 4 major trips so far. So from there, each trip, after coming back, I'll have the inspiration to just write. Oh, here's another song. Here's another 2 songs. Here's 3. So like it's 8 tracks in total, and over the 4. Well, really the 3 trips because it came out on the 4th trip. So the first 3 trips, it inspired a few songs each time. So just building from there, yeah. Most
definitely. I'll say one of my favorite songs off the album is Unfinished Business. Some of my favorite songs would be Far From Home, Unfinished Business, East Coast Freestyle. I like the Sugars interlude. Shout out to my boy Jordan. You feel me? So definitely go tap in on my boy, but Unfinished Business.
Yeah, appreciate
my favorite songs. Sound like
appreciate that, my man.
You met a young lady over there.
Unfinished Business, man. That's one of my favorite songs on there too. So I'm glad you rock with it. But Unfinished Business is three verses on there. Each verse is detailing a situation with somebody else somebody I met. And
3 verses. Is it one somebody or is it 3 somebody?
This guy. Yeah, I mean It's 3 different people. As the title would suggest, it's just detailing a situation where, it might be something sparked there, but it never finished. So, everybody knows how that goes. Everybody has a few situations like that in their life. But yeah, I love that song a lot. I love the production on there. Like, I'm crazy about guitars and stuff, electric guitars. And there's a part during the 3rd verse, the very beginning of the 3rd verse, Maraki Noor, a friend of mine, and we collaborated a few times, but she sounds so incredible singing those background vocals. So whoever hasn't heard Far From Home, Unfinished Business, please check that out. She did her thing on the project. I can't sing. She came and took over for me, filled in where she could, made it sound incredible, colored it all in. So
most definitely. Go tap in. Far From Home. Go get that.
Yes, please.
Most definitely.
Honest project. Everything everything you hear on there is 1,000% what happened. It's all kind of moments on there. So it's moments of fun, you know, kind of bragging about these experiences. It's moments of like heartbreak. It's moments of like real introspection, or like it's kind of, especially the last song, Far From Home, it kind of touches on some of the negative aspects of it too, of you know, taking these trips and stuff like that. You know, I could brag about having fun and doing this all day, but it's some tough moments too that comes along with that. So I tried to be as honest as possible, and yeah, Far From Home out now.
Most definitely. Go get that. Go get it. And so I know you said Pops was a singer, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of circle back to, you know, the upbringing. You said Pops was a singer. And so how much of a, I guess, inspiration did he, you know, kind of play? And, you know, what's some other artists that were, you know, just an inspiration to you? I'm certain, you know, your father was, just being that he's in the household.
Yeah. Huge inspiration on me. So like I rap and everything, but like just him being a singer and having so much soul, it kind of, you know, inspired me in that way. And yeah, so my dad, of course, as far as other inspirations, I know it's kind of a hot thing right now, but like, you know, I might get canceled, but Kanye was a huge inspiration for me. Bruno Mars is a huge inspiration for me. Stevie Wonder, Kendrick, J. Cole, Jay-Z, huge Amy Winehouse fan. Yeah. Adele. I could name people all day.
Definitely.
Yeah, I could go on forever.
Who's some artists and, you know, producers who you work with on the tape that you want to shout out as well?
Yeah, so my brother Poetic Jr. produced one of the tracks on the tape. Well, we co-produced it together. Far From Home, actually. So it's like a Japanese sample, and I heard the song and I was like, man, we got to do something with this. So I'm a producer as well, but he's like, I don't produce as much as he does. That's like his thing. So we co-produced that together. It's a few covers on there. So like East Coast Freestyle, that's a freestyle over an instrumental by this guy named Castle Beat. The original song is called East Coast. Just different producers all over the tape. So yeah, it's like 2 covers on there. One of the songs, Landmines, that's actually one of my favorite songs, but it came from one of my favorite shows, probably my favorite show of all time. Show called Freaks and Geeks. Loved that show. Came out in like 1999, 2000. Only one season, hate they canceled it. But anyway, the track Landmines, it came from the score of that show. So yeah, like real dramatic Carlos Santana type rock song. Yeah, so a bunch of different inspirations and producers all over.
Most definitely. And just kind of, you know, talking about music, I kind of seen something recently, like Frank Ocean. You know,
yeah.
He said that, he didn't say, but, you know, he came up on the internet recently, like a picture surfaced of him having dreads, and it was like an edited image.
Yeah, I did not see that.
And so the fans were saying that, he's on his Snoop line, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, Snoop Dogg, he came out the blue that one time, dropped the Rastafarian reggae tape.
Yeah, like 2012, something like that. Yeah.
Right. And so people were saying, Frank Ocean only drop or pop up when he getting ready to drop something.
Yeah.
And so Frank Ocean kind of said, nah, it's not so much that it's just, you know, I only pop up when I want to drop something. It's just the music space is kind of weird now. And so it's like, you know, we're in a weird space from where we're moving from dropping albums to where people's attention spans have gotten shorter, and now most people are consuming, you know, mostly singles.
Yeah.
So like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, you know, just with, you know, being an artist, what do you prefer and what you think is like that the industry or that the consumers and listeners are kind of trending towards, like, you know, the long form and the albums? Or
yeah. All right, so I definitely think as far as the industry is concerned, like right now it's a singles game. But to me, that's just for like casual fans, and most people in the world are just casual listeners. Like it's a much smaller percentage of like diehard listeners. But Man, like the world is so huge. People into all different things. So it's definitely still space out there for people that want to consume and analyze albums and just enjoy the experience of listening to an album from front to back. That's one of my favorite experiences, especially for an artist that's authentic in their music. That's a way to get to know them, get to know them more, especially where they were at that time when they made that project. So I try not to, get caught up into what the industry is supposed to. I mean, I just do what I feel, and I feel like every artist should. And doing that, it may not get you there the fastest, but like in the long run, like the respect is definitely gonna be there. Like, yeah, just doing what you feel. Like, so if you feel like singles is what you want to do that too. Because there was a time in 2020 I dropped a bunch of singles, so it's nothing knocking like a singles artist. There's nothing wrong with that, but just whatever makes sense at the time, I think that's the best route to go.
Facts, big facts. And so what's next?
So next, trying to focus on videos, getting videos out for this project, just keep promoting it, performing more, making more connections, build relationships with people, get listeners, support me. And I look forward to collaborations as well. Sometimes it's fun to, because like me, I tend to be conceptual with my work. So sometimes it's fun to take a break from that and hop on the feature with somebody else, because you don't have to be locked into your own concept and stuff like that. So I'm open to collaborations as well.
Most definitely. When the next trip? I know you finna bounce out some.
Next trip. So what is it?
Where you bouncing out to? You gotta tell us where you going though.
So we like I said, I've touched every continent so far except Europe and Antarctica, if you want to be technical. But Europe, we haven't been to Europe yet. So yeah, looking at doing a little Euro tour, and wherever else the world takes me, we'll see.
Most definitely. Before we get up out of here, anybody you want to shout out or anything? Anybody you want to shout out or
anybody I want to shout out? So like I said, been taking these trips with my boy Joy and Sugar. Like some of y'all might know him as Sugar. Sugar was on Far From Home. Hey, every trip we was together. Hey, yeah. Y'all can't see him, but I got my boy John Lewis in the cut right here. John Lewis, new work coming soon. We got Debo in the cut too. Yeah, I can't see them though.
Nah, big facts. But let everybody know where to find you at on the socials.
Yeah, so on the socials, Twitter and Instagram is the same. So Rashaan_Karma. That's RASHAANN_Karma. KARMA. Keeping all real music alive right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go tap in. Far From Home. The album is out now.
Go get that. Hey, you'll feel a bunch of different emotions. Like, yeah, please check that out. Appreciate it.
Definitely. It's definitely some international vibes. So if you ain't got the chance to, travel or do it up, out the States, go tap in. You feel me? You can experience the international experience through Rashaan's eyes. So
yes, sir. And that was one of the goals right there. We wanted to inspire people to go ahead and see the world, man. Like it's an invest. If you don't got your passport, that's the greatest investment you can. Like, hey, just put 100, however much it costs, like 150 to the side. Be like, yo, I'm getting that. We gonna see the world.
Big fest. Go support my boy. Support my boy. Again, I appreciate you, bro, sitting down with me.
Thanks for having me, my man.
Yes, sir. I think this is a great one. Great interview.
Yes, sir.
Again, it's your host, Junchi.
Y'all
watching the LGNDLINE podcast, and we up out of here.
Yes, sir.